everyone, this is FantasyEsque, and welcome back to the Sims 4 Vampire Amazon Royal Saga with the Salazar Coven. We are picking up with our physician, Lady Serana Coven Rose's third breeding. And as a result, there are some exciting things that are happening in the castle. So let's quickly dive into what we saw during the mini-movie. Now that all our male spellcasters have pretty much finished, as in the ones that were born in-game, we've been pulling some from the gallery. And so this particular male is called Hades Robinson, and he was created by Dark Mary 94, I'm pretty sure. So thank you so much for your submission. I'm pretty sure this spellcaster was actually for a different series, Royal Witch Kingdoms, but I liked him, so I threw him in here, especially since that series is no longer continuing. But feel free to make more sims for me, guys, especially the spellcaster males. You never know how many chances Serana might need, or, just future females that are in the same position as her. So I will put the creator and the name of this particular sim in the description if you guys want to find and use him in your own games. Obviously, I tweaked him a little bit in that it gave him the proper ears, and then I gave him the appropriate eyes for the genetics we have going on in my game. But okay, anyways, in the mini movie, he presented himself to the queen in court, and then he was passed off to Serana so that they could go off on their own and have some private time together. And the queen did comment that he looks very different to the males that Serana's been with before, and Serana kind of said the same thing. She hasn't had company like this before. And then while they were on their own, they were, in each other's arms on the floor, kind of cuddling and sitting. And Serana said that this is the most romantic any breeding ever has been for her. Most of the time, it's kind of just get down to business and that's it. And Hades was saying that he he sensed fear in her, and he just wanted to ease that fear. And then she opened up and told him that she hasn't had a daughter yet, and that thought plagues her, and whenever a breeding comes down, she's always afraid it's going to be another son. And so Hades said that he might have a solution for that. He said he knows of some magics, devil magic to be precise. If you're wondering, if you haven't been able to tell by his appearance, Hades is, I think, like part devil or part demon. And that's probably why he has access to these magics. Just like in the past, we had the devil line that were part demon as well. And so they were like half demon, half vampires, and they were able to use these unique magics to do certain things. And we haven't touched on it for a long time. A lot of the queens of the court, they consider it kind of taboo just a little bit. But it depends. Some queens don't have a problem with it, and other queens do. The vampires kind of go in and out of whether or not they use it and tap into it. But normally it's something that's stuck with the priestesses, which, our current priestess doesn't use at all. But then this spellcaster has come, who's obviously now half spellcaster, half of this demon. And he has access to these magics, and he is proposing to Serana that they improve their chances of having a girl by partaking in a certain ritual following this particular breeding. So that was a scene that happened between them two. And then we jumped to probably the cutest scene ever in the mini-movie for me. I swear, all the scenes with Kyra, I'm just like really, really excited about in the past couple of episodes, or I have been. She was on one of the canoes with Channing, who has recently aged up and gotten his makeover, and they were sharing a kiss, guys. They're sharing a kiss, and he was carrying her because he carried her into the canoe. So that because I think it's like we'll kind of say it's a canal. That's what we say. But I think he would have carried him, like, however possible, with their vampiric powers, stepped into that canoe without it tipping over. And so they're having a private moment, and she said to put him down, and he says, sorry, I couldn't or I got carried away. Like, it's kind of hard to keep up with all the sneaking around that we do. And then Kyra said, yes, but we have to keep our feelings hidden. My aunt would not approve of it, at least not right now. So they were outside at night while everyone else was either inside the castle or, doing their own thing. I think, yeah, everyone was in the throne room pretty much, in the spellcaster chamber or in the physician's room having some alone time. So everyone's occupied and they snuck out to have a moment together. So now that he is a little bit older, it is obvious that they both have feelings for each other, but they're hiding it and they haven't told anyone of it. They're trying to mask it. And the main reason for that, of course, is because Kyra is the heiress, and right now she can see and she can tell how serious everyone is about what she's supposed to be doing right now, especially her Aunt Guinevere, and she, loves Guinevere dearly and she doesn't want to let her down. She doesn't feel as though Guinevere is going to be okay with Kyra being distracted by someone else's son, right? And the other thing to note, I'm pretty sure Channing is Eden's cousin. So yes, Channing is Eden's cousin, but the game doesn't consider her closely related enough to Kyra for it to be a problem. But that's pretty much what is happening. So a lot of exciting stuff's going on. A lot of exciting stuffs. Now where is... I'm pretty sure they're down here. So... Oh no. Okay, they're up here. These two. Now I'm going to be like looking at them all the time now, wondering like what's going on. And so we have to remember that nobody is aware there are feelings between these two. Obviously, growing up, they got really close. And then at some point, that closeness developed into something else. But they've been hiding it from everyone. So everyone kind of just assumes that they're normal friends, but they're not. And like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on here, but we have Rick, we have Juno, and we've got these two. She looks kind of upset or annoyed, and he looks upset. I don't know. Do you see this scene? What do you think happened, guys? What do you think happens? And Juno looks very, very pleased with herself, so I don't know what happened over here. You know what? I could totally see maybe Channing getting jealous of Kyra and maybe Ari getting close, because Ari is another cousin of Queen Eden. That would be fascinating. Like, they have to keep their relationship, or their feelings a secret. They're not in a relationship. They have to keep their feelings a secret. And then, obviously, if that's the case, Kyra is going to be just as friendly with Ari as she is with Channing, and maybe Channing doesn't like that too much. Huh. Fascinating. Very fascinating. But okay, let's go ahead and get these two going with what they're supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, well, first of all, we have to take a good look at this guy. Thank you very much. Can you come here real quick? We want to take a look at you. Oh, he's just like spinning all over the place. I just wanted a good look at you. Well, oh, that's not what I meant. That is not what I intended to do. So this here, like I said, is Hades Robertson, and he has red skin. So that is something that our physician's child may inherit. And I like to think that if that is something they inherit, then they also get a little bit of access to that devil magic. And he's got red hair and purple eyes. So if they had a daughter, she would have red hair but purple eyes. So another redhead. Another redhead. There's so many redheads and golden hair child. It's like all the females that are born are being redheads. And all the boys that are being born have golden yellow hair, which is fascinating. But okay, these two, I definitely want to get a move on with them. So let's try not waste any time and get these guys going. Let's see. Flirt with him. Don't confess attraction. Maybe embrace. Throw in a few of these things. They're having a pleasant conversation, which is good, And I'm a little bit worried about Serana, guys. I feel like she is in a bit of a desperate place right now. We'll dive into that first kiss. I feel like she's in a bit of a desperate place, and now this unique mate has come along, and he's got this proposition. Is she gonna take him up on it? I mean, she desperately, desperately wants a little girl. I feel like she had big shoes to fill when she came in replacing her sister, but also a lot to make up for because of what her sister did. And for her, I don't know, it seems as though the longer she's gone without having a daughter, the more worthless she feels. It's kind of a standard she's placed on herself, but now she's struggling to keep up with that. Okay, can we dive into... Nope, not yet. We have to be a little bit more romantic, I think, before she can try for a baby. That's okay. Let's hold hands. Let's hold hands. Up, up, up. And they'll definitely have a mortal child because you can see him in the mirror, so he's not immortal. Oh, come on. Where you going? Where you going? Don't get sidetracked. Where is he walking off to? They're going to the temple. I mean, understandable. Really, understandable, but no. We don't want to go to the temple. This is the temple right now. Oh, no! What's happening? No, no, no! What do you mean? Things are going so well. Oh no! Things were going so well between you two. This is the first time a male has rejected her in that way. What are you doing, Hades? What are you being so like romantic and nice to her? You know what? Maybe she expressed a bit of like hesitation about his proposal, so he's becoming a bit cold to her. Huh. Okay, we'll try and improve the mood just a little bit. We'll check in on him, and then we'll go back to something that's a bit easier to do, I suppose. I'll go back to the complimenting appearance and the flirting, the light stuff. Go back to the casual stuff. Hopefully that works a lot better than whatever the heck was happening a second ago. And look, Silk Frost is keeping an eye on things. Okay, he's becoming receptive again. I think it's more like he's... Oh, no, 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 no. What's happening? What's going on? I didn't get that. I did not get that. Smooth recovery. They're like improving and not improving. Oh my goodness, what's going on? What is going on? This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. What's happening? Come on, guys, work with me. This is like the first time Serana has had this much trouble with a male. This is the first time she's had this much trouble. I didn't think it's the direction things were going in. Come on, Serana, what's going on? What is going on with you? Come on, let's share some ideas. You know what? I love how Silk Frost is staying like really close. Silk Frost is nervous about something. Silk Frost is very nervous about something. He's sticking very, very close. But you know what? I think this whole back and forth is probably them discussing that whole idea of using devil magic with each other. Maybe they're unable to agree on something. She's concerned. He's pushing it a little bit. He's trying to convince her that going back and forth. I think that's really what it is. Okay, come on. Let's chat with him a little bit more. Brag about your baby, or brag about your son, I suppose. You do have very nice sons. Okay, come on. Where you going? Let's try and throw in a flirt. I don't know how he's going to take it. I swear, he's so hot and cold. He doesn't like... Wait, what? I swear, if you don't like that, I'm going to be so confused. Like, what is your problem? They were fine not too long ago. Like, they were fine. Now suddenly they're having all these problems. And he's not being receptive towards her advances. Okay, he's being receptive now, again. I honestly don't know, like, what is even going on here. Okay, she's flirting, and the flirting is going okay. Yeah, it's going better than it was before. What is she doing? Unless she, like... She must have done something that I'm not aware of. Maybe she autonomously, like, threw in a confessed attraction or something like that, and he wasn't too happy with it or fond of it. She's gonna dive in for a kiss. She's gonna try and do a kiss. I don't know how it's gonna work out. They've had their first kiss, though. That's the thing. So, like, what's going on? Please don't reject her. Please? Oh, no. No! This is so difficult. You know what, guys? I'm gonna be back when we actually manage to make some progress because this is so sad. This is terrible. I think that's what it is. Neither of them are going through with it because they're going back and forth on whether or not they should go through with this devil magic thing. Right, so Serana has been thinking about what is going to happen, and in the end, I think she chickened out of the idea of using devil magic. She really doesn't want to delve into that. She feels as though it's too unpredictable, it's too risky, there's not necessarily any guarantee that you're going to get your baby girl. So she doesn't want to dabble in that, but she does want to go through with the conventional breeding, which Hades has been chosen for her by the queen. He's been partnered up with her, but he is playing difficult because he wants to do the breeding with the devil magic, but Serana is unwilling to do the devil magic and she wants to do just the breeding. So she's been unable to bed him because he just will not cooperate. For him, it's like, if you're going to go through with this, go through with the whole thing. Otherwise, I'm not prepared, like, to do anything. But then Saran is like, no, we'll go through with how I've always gone through with it, but we won't use any of that extra thing that you were proposing. It's a proposal that I've rejected. Let's not dabble with that too much. We still have a chance of having a daughter. So he is unwilling to bend at all. And so Serana has kind of decided that she doesn't really have a choice but to take some extreme measures. She's actually come to the alchemy room, the alchemy lab, to get a potion that is going to make him a bit more agreeable. The potion of alluring aura, perhaps. The problem is that some of these potions, they are banned. So she shouldn't be using them. If she were found to be using, one of these banned potions, she could get in trouble. She could very much get in trouble, but she's desperate for this breeding. She really wants to go through with it. And, if she doesn't make use of Hades, she doesn't know how long it's going to be till she gets another chance. And her age is, getting up there towards elderhood. So there's a lot of things piling onto one another, and she wants to take the extreme measure of using one of these potions. So she's actually going to take, and I think it's the one potion that's left. She's going to take this potion of alluring aura in hopes, in hopes that it is going to make Hades less resistant to her charms. So she's going to go ahead and drink that in the privacy of the alchemy lab. And then she's going to go seek him out. So where the heck is he? He's in the throne room. Okay. She is going to... Actually, I need to end this gathering. She's going to get him alone. Okay. They're going to go up to her chamber once more. And then she is going to magically seduce him. So she's going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So let's get this underway. He's already going up. Nice. That was a bit of a struggle going back and forth between her and Hades. But, she's got certain resources at her disposal, and she's going to use them. She is going to use them. As the physician, there's certain things that, she's able to do. She's going to make sure she gets them done. Hades, where'd you go? What is he doing? He's dancing. He refuses to be cooperative. Come on, Hades. Come on up. He's just refusing to cooperate. I need to make sure that she stays and doesn't go off and, you know, do her own thing. Can we view this? Apparently not. Don't dance. Don't dance. Don't dance. I keep forgetting autonomy's on. That's why they're kind of running everywhere. Hold on a second. Let me turn flippin' autonomy off because you guys are refusing to listen. Is she gonna go back down? Of course she is. Why wouldn't she? Jeez. Both of you. Get your backsides up here. Come on. Okay. So back in the privacy of her chamber. Oh, jeez. Privacy of a chamber. She is going to... Where is it? Where is it? Is that under... Would that be under magic? No. Hold on a second. Okay, so they should not be able to resist her anymore. Let's try. Let's try and see how she goes. She should be irresistible at this point. Okay, well, she gave him a rose. He's eating that up, thank goodness. Okay. He likes the pose. Okay, okay, this is working much better than what was going on beforehand, thank goodness. Okay, let's throw her in a compliment appearance. Things are getting a bit more suggestive now. Nice. Let's ask a risque question. Okay, good, good, good. That's right. Now you can't resist her charms, you goose. Okay. So we can go and try for a baby now, which is what she wants to do. Try for a baby with Hades. Let's go ahead and do that. Come on, let's go. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on, you two. You made us wait way too long. You guys just kept going in circles and circles. Like round and round. Finally, we got them to do what we want. Come on, you two. What's taking so long? They're gonna chat about it. They're gonna ease into it. Seriously, are they going? Okay, yep, there we go. It takes them a bit of time to organize themselves. Okay, Serana, third time's the charm, hopefully. Third time's the charm. Do you guys know what our longest streak of, like, having baby boys has been? Because I don't. I don't know what our longest streak has been for having baby boys. I want to say 7, but I'm not sure. That's only because I know one of the queens had 7 brothers, but that doesn't mean we had 7 males consecutively born. We might have. I feel like we had a ton of males born in the second generation. Like during Narcissus time. I don't know why, I feel like there were a lot of boys born. Okay. Let's go ahead and check to see if you were successful. Let's go ahead and take a test, Serana. Do we have good news? Do we have good news? Let's see. Let's see. And it seems as though Serana was successful. Excellent. Okay. So before you go anywhere, honey, let's quickly go ahead and get your, get the event set up for when you're due. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 on Saturday. There is an event already? Really? We're going to add another one. Okay. There we go. Serana's going to be the host. Eden and Guinevere. Hades is going to be invited. We'll invite Chance. And where's the other one? Where's your other son? This is ridiculous that he's not in the group. Okay. But yeah, Chance is gonna be invited for sure. Oh! Prince Daryl's a child now? He needs a makeover. So I really need to go and do that. Unexpected. And it seems as though that's really all we have. Yeah, okay. And then we'll invite over the ladies. So Meredith, Catherine, Lagatha, Elaine. And I don't think we have any other females to invite. Kyra. Kyra wasn't part of the hosts. Do we have another princess? Nope. Nope. Really? We can't invite... Huh. Oh well. That shall be that. It's gonna be at Eden's Court. And the time... I mean, it was 9:30, but we can't have it at 9. Probably do 10 a.m. then. 10 a.m. So she'll already be in labor by that point. Okay. Excellent. So go ahead, 10 a.m. She's gonna go into labor on Saturday, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Good to note. And it's the day before we have our next council reappointment. It'll be a couple days after we have the autumn caravan, so it should give us a bit of a break. Like, we won't have too many things going on, I think. So that'll be good. However, guys, not all is as it should be, perhaps. Because even though Serana went ahead and used that banned potion to convince Hades to go through with the breeding, there is something she wasn't aware of. So Hades, as a spellcaster who's, part devil, part demon, he actually made some... He made some moves before they went through, like before he was affected by this potion, the pheromones that, Serana put out. He actually did some things on his own, probably because, he is that type. He's sneaky, manipulative, just a little bit because of his nature. He's going to go through and do certain things, right? A part of him would have maybe foreseen or maybe put in place mechanisms to protect himself and, what he wanted to do, his agenda. And so Hades made it so that if they went through with the breeding, then Serana would be under a temporary compulsion to complete the ritual. So she doesn't realize this. She really doesn't realize this. But she is under compulsion to complete this ritual that is going to ensure she has a baby girl. And this compulsion will only be broken when she has finished the ritual. So now what the question is that what is she going to do? Who is going to be her victim? So what is the actual ritual? Well, the ritual, if you guys remember, to Generation 2, ages back, when I think it was Morgana Devil. Was it Morgana? Morgana. I think it was Morgana. Devil wanted to have a baby girl, and she failed, but she did attempt. She actually sacrificed the queen's youngest sister, Lilith Salazar, so that she could harness Lilith's soul and have a baby girl, which ended up failing, and she had, I think, a boy instead. But that is the exact same ritual, and that's the thing. Devil magic it's unpredictable. Things can go wrong, right? It doesn't always work the way you want it to. But that is kind of the idea that Hades has over here, is to replicate that ritual. Take the life of a female to ensure that a female is born. So now, Serana, she's going to start doing things without realizing it. And, well, who is she going to go for at this point? So we're going to wait until Hades leaves, because I think he's going to take his leave. He's going to go join the males of the army. And we'll have to catch up with Serana a bit later to see like what's going on with her. Okay, we are at Guinevere Market during the day, while everyone is more or less occupied doing their own things. Guinevere and the Queen are at Castle Eden, of course. Guinevere most likely is training Kyra, if anything. But Kyra also is staying at the Creature Cradle right now, so she has been making regular trips. But there is that. Guinevere is always occupied. Eden's doing what Eden does, which honestly half the time I don't even know what that is. Dancing and enjoying herself, probably. And side-eyeing Guinevere. I feel like she's a complex relationship with her sister. Like she loves her, but she doesn't trust her type thing. Anyways, that going on. And Serana, under this compulsion, has been forced to act. Now, I'm not entirely sure if she's entirely aware of what she's doing, but she's already made motions towards what has to be done or what she feels has to be done right now. So, as per the ritual, and Hades, explained this to her when she gave him the good news, um, is that she, like I said, has to take the life of a female to ensure that her child is born a female, kind of like harnessing their soul type thing. She needs that female energy, right? So Serana has had to think about who is going to be her victim, and she has had to be a little bit smart about this. Now, she's an insider, so I feel like by this point she would have kind of figured out the dynamics in the coven and who's close to who, what's going on in terms of relationships, the status the different vampires have, and essentially she wants to target someone who is going to be kind of like the easiest prey for her. Okay, she doesn't want to go for someone that would be too noticeable, and she has to kind of think about what's going on in that regard. So she has gone through like a list of things mentally to decide who is going to be a victim. And the thing that Serana wanted to like not go for was someone who hasn't had a breeding yet. Just because if she targets someone who hasn't had a breeding yet and is in the lineup to have a breeding in the future, then it might make the coven suspicious, and they might investigate it a bit deeply, because this is like, it'd be such a shame for that person, that vampiress, to not have had a child of theirs. And so the vampires would probably not let it go as easily. They'll try and get to the bottom of why this happened, because it would eat at them that they were part of the lineup, but they didn't get to live to kind of see that day. So she feels as though it's going to cause too much attention if she takes the life of someone who hasn't bred yet. So Elaine is out of the picture. She's out of the question. And then it's left to the other vampiresses that we have left. Now, who are those vampiresses? We've got Lagatha, Guinevere, Catherine, and Meredith. So those are the 4 vampiresses that she has to choose from, I suppose. And now she's going into like the relationships that everyone has, right? Now, what Serana has gathered is that Lagatha, even though she's the brood mother, and typically you'd think, okay, she doesn't, like, the brood mother has been a bit of a, like, outlying role, so surely nobody would miss her that much. But the thing is, in this generation, that has changed a little bit. In fact, the brood mothers have been included in, the council lineup for the council members. And Lagatha has been chosen not once but twice to serve as one of the Queen's counselors, and right now she is a counselor of the Queen. So surely that's gonna cause a little bit of like unrest. It's going to cause a little bit of unrest, and people are going to be curious, and people are going to make a big deal about it if one of the Queen's flippant counselors dies. So that's problematic. Not only that, but Lagatha has a connection with two important Sims, which Serana has noticed. She's noticed that the Queen has feelings for Lagatha, and she's protective of her, or jealous of everyone else. Like, she's jealously protective, I should say. And I don't know if she's noticed that Guinevere and Lagatha have a thing going on, but it's not as though they're hiding it like Kyra and Channing. They're not. They just haven't gotten like officially involved with each other. They're kind of doing it behind the Queen's back, but everyone else, I feel like, has a bit of an inkling. So I don't know if Serana would want to step on everyone's toes by targeting Lagatha and then having like a hive of bees on her. So that's out of the question. And then if you go to the Queen's twin, Guinevere, Serana knows that the Queen is, or she's become wary of Guinevere, and she likes to keep Guinevere in check. So part of Serana thinks that if she targets Guinevere, then maybe the Queen will cover it up real quick, or, you know, she won't go that deep into it because it's going to be like, oh, it was my sister, but also she was dangerous. So I suppose I'm glad that it wasn't me that had to put an end to her life. So there is that. However, Serana also knows the Queen doesn't think realistically sometimes in terms of the threats around her. And she does love Guinevere deeply, enough to the point where she's made Guinevere her like her first council member again, even though Guinevere was off for about a season. She's back now though, and she's council member with Lagatha. So again, she doesn't know if she wants to mess with the council member of the Queen. Maybe the story would have been different if Guinevere was not a council member, but right now she is. So that would be problematic. And then if we look at Catherine. So Catherine is the priestess. She recently had a baby boy. But the thing with Catherine is that, I mean, I don't feel like she's got that big of a personality in the coven. But at the same time, Catherine, she has had a bit of a romance with the Queen of late. I don't know what it is. I think it was around the time she was pregnant, and Serana noticed this, that they were getting a little bit close to each other, and she feels as though, well, if the Queen has an active romance with her, then there's going to be some curiosity in like what the hell happened to Catherine. How did she go from being fine and to suddenly being dead? So the Queen would be a bit too curious in someone she's interested in. So Serana doesn't want to go down that road either. It's kind of dangerous territory. So once we've looked through all of that, the sim we have left is our scholar Meredith, who has had a son. Channing is actually her son. She, yes, is the twin of Lagatha, and yes, she is good friends with Guinevere, but at the same time, Meredith has been very in the background. Like, even when she was a council member, she was always overshadowed by Guinevere's opinions. She never really spoke up about a lot of things. She hasn't really done too many important things, Serana feels like, and definitely not since Serana has been in the coven. She doesn't have, importantly, any lasting romantic connections with anyone or any active ones. So Serana feels as though she is an easy pick to go ahead and complete the ritual with. So while everyone's occupied, and right now Meredith is actually staying at Castle Sheba, she has gone ahead and invited Meredith to the Guinevere markets because she is going to meet with Meredith and she is going to complete this ritual. Now, Serana, being, you know, a spellcaster, has made some preparations, and I think Hades gave her some things to help kind of this ritual take place, to arm her, I suppose, a little bit. And he's actually gone ahead and given her access to certain spells that is going to make it so that everyone kind of in this vicinity, anyone within, like any, I suppose any non-vampire within this establishment is going to forget what they see so that she can go ahead and do what needs to be done without anyone getting in the way. So Serana has invited Meredith over. Obviously, Meredith, look at sweet Meredith, not knowing what's going on. She's kind of showing up. Obviously, if the physician wants to talk to her about something, then that's okay. I mean, she is the tutor to the kids, so she probably feels as though maybe there's something the physician wants to discuss with me, and that's why she's decided to come over. But nobody else knows that they're meeting or what's going on. They just know that, Serana's out, and well, over there they know that Meredith's out. But okay, guys, on that note, I am going to leave off here. We all know what Serana is going to do or what she wants to do. Is she going to succeed? Is she going to succeed is the question. But okay, I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.